"Hey, Sophia," he called out, jogging up the church steps, the gift box tucked under his arm. She turned halfway through fixing her veil and froze. "What are you doing here?" she asked, eyes wide. I wanted to be here," he said, trying to catch his breath. "It's your big day." She looked around quickly, then stepped closer. "You're not on the list." "I know," he admitted, "but I thought maybe you forgot." "I didn't forget, Kenji," she cut in, her voice cold. "Not invited." "Okay," he blinked. "Wait, what?" "You heard me." He swallowed, trying to smile. "I got you something. Just a little." She sighed, brushing past him. "You can't just show up because you feel like it. Sophia, I'm your brother. You made your choices," she snapped. "You distanced yourself from the family." "Are you serious right now?" His voice cracked. "I've always been there. I showed up for everything. Birthdays, hospital visits. I even helped you move twice." She looked away. "This isn't the time." "No," he said. "You don't get to do this and pretend it's normal." "Kenji, just go home," she whispered. "Please don't make a scene." He looked down at the box in his hands. "I wrote you a letter, a real one. I stayed up all night choosing the words." "I didn't ask you to," she said. "And this isn't about you." He laughed, but it wasn't funny. "Right? Of course. You only ever remember I exist when you need something heavy lifted or someone blamed." "Kenji, no." "Sophia, you want me gone, fine." He held out the gift. "Here. Last thing you'll get from me." She didn't take it. She just stared at him like he was the one ruining her day. "I'll leave it here," he muttered, setting it gently on the steps. "Congratulations, I guess." She didn't say a word as he walked away. He got halfway to his car before he let the tears fall. When he got home, he dropped his keys on the counter and collapsed on the couch. His phone buzzed. It was his mother. "Mom, Sophia said you showed up at the wedding." "Me? Yeah, with a gift." "Silly me." "Mom, you know it wasn't personal." He stared at the message. "Wasn't personal? Then why did it cut like a blade?" He didn't reply. Later that night, his best friend Liam called. "You okay?" He sniffled. "No." "What happened?" "She told me I wasn't invited." Just like that. He paused. "She actually said it like that?" "Word for word." "Damn," he muttered. "That's brutal, man." "I stood there like an idiot with a wrapped gift," he said. "I practiced smiling in the mirror this morning. I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd let it go. She didn't." "Nope. You deserve better," he said. "I just wanted to be her brother again," he whispered. "For one day." "You always were," Liam replied. "She's the one who stopped being your sister." The next day, photos hit social media. Her and White, him and Navy. A whole family laughing, dancing, smiling. Except him. No mention, no tag, no sign he ever existed. He clicked through each picture. Aunt Maria, Uncle Carlos, even their distant cousin from Jersey got a shout-out. He stared at the comments. "Beautiful bride. Where's Kenji? So much love in one room. Where's Kenji? He's standing outside the church holding a gift no one wanted." Later that week, his mother came by. "You didn't have to go there," she said. "She's my sister." "She didn't want you there, Kenji." "Why?" he asked. "What did I do?" "You pulled away." "Pulled away," he laughed bitterly. "I got tired of being treated like I was invisible." "That's not pulling away, that's surviving." "She was trying to have a peaceful day, and I ruined it by showing up," she sighed. "You always take things so personally." He stood up. "Because it was personal. You don't know what it's like." "I don't. Try being the only one not invited to every wedding, every dinner, every family picture. Then tell me how I'm supposed to feel." "I'm just saying." "No, Mom. You're just excusing it." She grabbed her purse. "I came here to keep the peace. Then maybe bring some of it with you next time." She left without another word. That night, he opened the gift he never got to give, a custom frame, hand-carved, our childhood photo inside. Him and Sophia at the beach, covered in sand, missing teeth, happy. He stared at it for a long time before placing it face down in a drawer. Not because he hated her, but because he finally accepted she didn't want him there. Not then, not now, maybe not ever. And for the first time, he stopped hoping. "Mateo," he said, gripping the phone tighter. "You're getting married next weekend." "I just found out through Facebook." There was silence, then a sigh. "Yeah. You weren't going to tell me?" "I didn't think you'd want to come," he muttered. "Why would you think that?" His voice cracked. "I'm your brother, man," he said, tone flat. "Mom said you'd understand." He blinked. "What does that even mean?" "That you'd be okay with it," he said. "You don't really vibe with the rest of the family anymore." "Because I have boundaries," he snapped. Because I don't let you walk all over me like I used to. He groaned. It's not about that. Then what is it about? I just didn't want drama, he said. This is supposed to be a happy time. Oh, and I bring the storm, right? Come on. Kenji, don't do this. Oh, Mateo? You don't get to shut me out and act like you're the victim. I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah, well you did. He hung up without saying goodbye. His hand shook as he tossed the phone on the bed. He stared at the ceiling, his chest tight. Mom said you'd understand. That line played over and over like a broken record. Later that night, he showed up at his mother's house. She opened the door with that same practiced smile. Hey, sweetheart. Heard Mateo's getting married, he said flatly. Her smile didn't fade. Yes, next week. It's going to be beautiful. I wasn't invited. She looked down. I know. Did you tell him I'd understand? She didn't answer. Mom, he said firmly. Did you tell him that? She sighed. You always make things complicated, Kenji. What does that mean? You've changed. You're distant. You don't show up for Sunday dinners anymore. 'Cause they're never about family. They're about pretending everything's fine while you all ignore me. That's not true. Really, he scoffed. Sophia's wedding, now Mateo's. What's next? Isabella's graduation brunch without me. You don't make it easy to include you, she whispered. I don't make it easy or you don't try? Her lips trembled. They just want peace, and you carry a lot of pain. I carry it because you gave it to me, he said, stepping back. I never wanted this distance. You pushed me out and pretended it was my choice. She reached for his hand. Kenji. He pulled away. Don't. Not this time. He left before she could say anything else. The drive home felt longer than usual. Every red light felt personal. When he got back, he sat on the edge of his bed, staring at himself in the mirror. Is it me? He whispered. The guy staring back looked tired, not just physically, emotionally worn out. Was it because he didn't follow their script? Because he left home early, didn't marry young, chose therapy over tradition? He used to think family was unconditional. Now it felt like a gated club, and he'd lost his key. His phone lit up. Isabella, are you really mad about Mateo's wedding? It's not that deep. Me. It is when your whole family pretends you don't exist. Isabella, I'm sure he just forgot. Me. He didn't forget. He made a choice. So did Mom. Isabella, she's just trying to keep the peace. Me. By leaving me out of it. She didn't reply. Liam called again. You okay? Now I'm tired of pretending I am. What happened now? Mateo's wedding. Another one I'm not invited to. He was quiet for a moment. They always make you feel like an outsider. Why? He muttered. And every time I bring it up, they act like I'm the problem. You're not. I know, he said. But it still feels like I am. Then maybe it's time to stop trying to prove otherwise. I just wanted to belong, man. You do, he said. Just not there. That night, he opened his closet and stared at the dress shirt he'd bought last year. The one he planned to wear to Sophia's wedding. Still had the tag on it. He pulled it out and dropped it in the donation pile. Let someone else wear it to a wedding where they're wanted. He sat back down, looked at his hands, and whispered, Mom said you'd understand. And maybe he finally did. They didn't leave him out because they forgot. They left him out because it was easier. Easier to ignore him than face the truth of what they did. Easier to pretend they're at peace. It didn't cost him his place, but he remembered. And he wasn't going to forget. Isabella, he said into the phone. Is it true you're getting married? She paused. Yeah. When? He asked, trying to keep his voice steady. Next Saturday, she said softly. Next Saturday, he repeated. It's Tuesday. You weren't going to tell me. I didn't think you'd care. Why would you think that? He asked. You're my sister. I didn't want any drama, Kenji. He closed his eyes. I wouldn't bring drama. I'd bring a gift, a smile, maybe a hug. She didn't say anything. I just wanted to be there, he whispered. We're doing it small, she said. Just close friends and... Mom said don't. He cut in. Don't tell me Mom said I'd understand. It's in our backyard, she added. It's nothing big. So, I'm not even worth a chair in the backyard. She let out a breath. You're twisting this. No, Isabella. I'm just finally seeing it clearly. He bought the suit anyway. Navy blue, not too flashy. He figured if she changed her mind, he'd be ready. He even wrote a toast in case he was asked to speak. But the invitation never came. Saturday morning, he checked her Instagram. A white dress, twinkling lights. Her laughing in Mateo's arms. His mother holding a tray of cupcakes. A family photo under the big oak tree. No chair for him. Not even a mention. That night, he called Liam. She didn't even tell me, he said. She got married in the backyard. The one we used to play tag in. Did she really not invite you at all? He asked. Not a text, not a call. Just photos online. You okay? He wiped his face. I don't know what I did to deserve this. You didn't do anything, he said. They did. I thought maybe this time would be different. They don't want different. They want you to disappear quietly. He choked back something sharp in his throat. I feel like a ghost. I show up for everyone, and they forget I exist when it matters. They don't forget, Liam said. They choose not to see you. After that, he stopped trying. He didn't call, didn't text. He unfollowed them all. It's not to be petty, but to survive. It hurt less when you didn't check if they remembered you. Silence became normal, comfortable even. No expectations, no more being let down. Then one evening, he met Anya. It was raining, and he was stuck in the bookstore, thumbing through paperbacks with a coffee that had gone cold. She walked in, drenched, laughing to herself. Of course it rains when I forget my umbrella. He smiled. Rain's a little poetic, though. She turned. What's poetic about wet socks? Tragedy, he said. Every great story starts with one. She laughed again and shook out her hair. You're right. Just in my head. Good, he said, picking up a book. Means it's safe there. They talked about books, about family. It's about silence. He didn't tell her everything that night, but he told her enough. She didn't flinch, didn't look away, just listened. When he said, I feel like I'm always the one waiting to be remembered, she replied. Maybe you just need someone who sees you before the world tells them not to. They got coffee the next day, then dinner, then more nights under neon signs and park benches. She didn't ask him to prove anything. She just stayed. And for the first time in a long time, he didn't feel invisible. You always look like you're bracing for impact, Anya said, handing him his coffee. He smiled faintly. That obvious? Only every time someone says hello to you. I guess I've just learned not to expect much from people, he said. She sat across from him at the park bench. So you flinch before they disappoint you. He nodded. Exactly. Must be exhausting. It is. There was a pause, not heavy, just quiet. Then she said, I like that you don't pretend to be okay all the time. That's a rare opinion. She grinned. Well, I'm not great at pretending, either. He didn't know how to explain it at first, how different she was. She didn't ask about his job title or his family connections. She asked what song he kept replaying that week, what made him cry when no one was around. And she actually listened. You really don't celebrate your birthday? She asked one afternoon as they walked through the local art fair. He shrugged. Haven't in years. She stopped. That's criminal. It's just a date. She shook her head. No. It's a reminder that you survived another year. It matters. He looked at her. Even when it doesn't feel like it. Especially then, she said. Those years count double. She remembered. A week later, she showed up at his door with a cupcake and one of those tiny flickering candles. No pressure to make a wish, she said. Just blow it out and say, I'm still here. He stared at the flame. I'm still here, he whispered, then blew it out. She smiled, like that was enough for her. Why don't you talk about your siblings much? She asked him once. He exhaled. Because I don't know how to describe the feeling of being erased. She nodded slowly. I get that. My dad once forgot to pick me up from a school play, she said. I waited an hour in the rain. Did he apologize? He said, You're old enough to figure it out. She looked away. I was 8. Jesus. 8, she shrugged. It's weird, right? You learn to shrink yourself so they don't forget you again. He nodded. Or so they'll finally see you. They kept meeting. Coffee on weekdays, walks on weekends, sometimes dinner if they could both afford it. One evening, she turned to him and asked, Do you ever feel like you're just standing outside your own life all the time? And sometimes, he said, I think I've lived more in these last few weeks than I have in years. She smiled again. Good. Because I see you. Even when I don't see myself. Especially then. She didn't fix him. She didn't even try. She just stayed. And somehow, that did more than anything else ever had. Why are you being so nice to me? He asked her one night. She looked at him like the answer was obvious. Because you're worth it. He laughed nervously. You don't even know the full story. I don't need to, she said. You show up. You listen. You care. You don't have to earn kindness, Kinji. He swallowed hard. That's not what I was taught. Well, she said, brushing a crumb from his sleeve. Time to unlearn that crap. For the first time in a long time, he didn't feel like he had to perform. He didn't have to fight for a seat at her table. She pulled out a chair and made space. And her smile didn't need anyone's permission to shine in his direction. Are you nervous? Anya asked, pulling her jacket tighter against the breeze. A little, he said, stuffing the small velvet box deeper into his coat pocket. She smiled without looking at him. You've been acting weird all day. I have. You ordered decaf this morning. You never order decaf. He laughed. Caught me. They walked quietly to the spot by the lake, their spot. The water reflected the pink clouds like it knew something was coming. Anya, he said, stopping under the willow tree. I need to ask you something. She turned to face him. Why do you look like you're about to pass out? He got down on one knee. Because I've never wanted something so badly in my life. Her eyes widened. Kenji. He pulled out the box and opened it. The ring wasn't big, just a single stone, simple and real, like them. I love you, he said. Not because you fixed me, but because you never tried to. You saw me. You stayed. Will you marry me? She covered her mouth. Her knees buckled. Are you kidding me right now? Nope. You're really doing this? Only if you say yes. Tears streamed down her face. Of course I'm saying yes. She tackled him into a hug, so tight, he couldn't breathe. He didn't care. They sat by the water for an hour, just holding hands and saying nothing. He didn't need fireworks, just her. That night, he posted one picture, their hands, ring and all. Within minutes, the flood started. Sophia. Oh my God, congratulations. So happy for you. Mateo. Didn't know you were dating someone. This is amazing news. Mom, you proposed. Call me. Even Isabella commented. She's gorgeous. Can't wait to meet her. He stared at the screen in disbelief. Anya peeked over his shoulder. Wow. They came out of the woodwork, huh? Yeah. Do you want to respond? He shook his head. Not yet. His mother called the next morning. Kenji, hi. I saw the post. Had no idea you were engaged. I didn't think you'd care, he said calmly. Oh, don't be like that, she said. Of course I care. She's beautiful. When's the wedding? We haven't decided yet. Let us help. We could do a dinner or... I think we're keeping it small, he said. She went quiet. Is this because of the past? No, he lied. It's because I finally understand what peace feels like. Mateo messaged. I know we haven't talked much, but I'd love to grab coffee soon. Just catch up. He stared at the message for a long time. Anya leaned over. You don't owe them anything. I know, he whispered. But part of me still wants them to mean it. She rested her head on his shoulder. Wanting that doesn't make you weak. Letting them back in without change, that's what hurts. Sophia's post hit later that night. A photo caption. Throwback to me and Kenji when we were little. So proud of my brother. He deserves everything good. He stared at it, numb. Wow. Anya said, reading over his shoulder. Was that before or after she left you outside her wedding? Before, he said. Way before. Do you want me to comment something petty? She teased. He smiled. Nah. Let them play pretend. Later that night, he held Anya's hand as they lay on the couch. Do you regret posting the picture? She asked. No, he said. I think I needed to see who they still were. And they're still the same, just dressed in fake congratulations now. She kissed his cheek. Then let's make something real. He knew they already had. Okay. Anya said, flipping her notebook open. Feng shui is locked. Catering's in progress. Time to build the guest list. He nodded, pen in hand. All right. Let's start with your side. Already done, she grinned. 23 people. Friends, cousins, my old choir teacher. Of course you'd invite a choir teacher. She taught me how to speak when no one listened. She's earned a plate. He chuckled. Fair. She glanced at him. Your turn. He stared at the blank page. Right. Let's go. Who's first? He hesitated. Liam, obviously, she said, writing it down. Best man without question. Next. He tapped the pen on the table. Ms. Du Bois, my high school English teacher. She believed in me before I did. I like her already, Anya said. How about family? He froze. She looked up. Kenji, I don't know. What do you mean? I mean I don't know if they deserve to be there. She set the pen down. Say it out loud. They didn't invite me to theirs, he said quietly. Why should I invite them to mine? Anya didn't answer right away. She just looked at him. I know it sounds bitter, he added quickly. I don't want this to be about revenge. Not bitter, she said. It's honest. I feel guilty. Why? Because they're still my siblings. People will talk. People always talk, Kenji, she said. But they weren't there for you. Not at your lowest. Not when you needed them most. He looked at the notebook, still mostly blank on his side. What about your mom? She asked gently. He sighed. She picked peace over me every time. So I don't know if I can look at her during the vows and not feel fake. She reached for his hand. You don't owe anyone a seat at your healing. He closed his eyes. I just wanted them to care. They didn't. And now I feel cruel for drawing the line. You're not cruel. You're just done pretending. They sat there in silence for a while. Then he picked up the pen and circled Liam's name. Who else? She asked. Mr. Chun, my first boss. Gave me a job when no one else would. She wrote it down. Love that. Yasmin and Omar from the bookstore. They brought me soup when I got sick that winter. She added their names. Rosa, the neighbor who always checks on me. And that barista who knows my order and calls me champ. Anya laughed. He's definitely in. He kept writing. 10 names, then 15, then 20. Not blood, but chosen. People who stayed when he had nothing to give. By the time they were done, he stared at the list and felt something he hadn't felt in years. Peace. Anya looked over. You sure about leaving your family off? He nodded. They left me off their guest lists. Just matching the energy. Good, she said. Because this day is about truth, not tradition. They stood up. He glanced at the fridge where Sophia's throwback photo still lingered. He took it down and placed it in the drawer. No hate, just clarity. They had their turn. Now it was his. Last one, Anya said, handing him the envelope. Want to do the honors? He nodded and slid the invite into the mailbox. The lid shut with a soft thud. That's it, she smiled. Our wedding is officially on paper. Feels surreal. Feels good, she corrected. We did this our way. He looked down at the list in her hands. Did you double-check the addresses? 3 times. Even for Ms. Du Bois. She's getting 2, just in case. He laughed. She'll love that. Anya turned to him. How do you feel? He hesitated. Better, but also nervous. She touched his arm. Because of who didn't get one? He nodded. Sophia, Matteo, Isabella, Mom. You sure about it? I've never been more sure about anything. A week later, his phone rang. His mother. He let it go to voicemail. She called again. This time he answered. Kenji, hi. We haven't received anything. What do you mean? The invitation, she said. To the wedding. He stayed silent. I thought maybe it got lost. No mistake, he said. Just boundaries. There was a pause. You're not inviting your own family? I'm inviting the people who showed up for me when no one else did. Her voice cracked. It's cruel. And oh, Mom, what's too cruel is standing outside a church with a gift while your sister pretends you're invisible. That was years ago, and I still feel it every time I see their smiles online. You're punishing them. I'm protecting myself. Don't you forgive anymore? I forgave, he said softly. I just didn't forget. She sniffled. I never wanted this. You let it happen. I tried to keep peace. You kept silence. That's not the same. I'm your mother. Oh, and I needed you to be mine when they shut me out. More silence. Then she whispered, Is this Anya's idea? He almost laughed. No. Anya wanted me to do what felt right. And this feels right. It feels necessary. After the call, he sat on the porch steps and stared at the sky. Anya joined him with 2 mugs of tea. That sounded rough. She thinks I'm being cruel. You're not. She says I've changed. You have, Anya said. You grew up. I thought it would feel triumphant, he admitted. But it's just quiet. Quiet is better than regret. The next morning, he got a message from Matteo. Heard you're getting married. Congrats. Shame we weren't invited. He typed, deleted, typed again, then sent. Shame you didn't think I mattered until now. No reply. Sophia posted a status. Cutting off family doesn't make you strong. Forgiving does. Anya read it and rolled her eyes. Subtle. You okay? I think I'm finally choosing me. She reached for his hand. It looks good on you. He didn't shut them out to hurt them. He did it because every time they smiled at each other without him, he died a little inside. This wasn't revenge. It was self-respect. For once, he wasn't asking for a seat. He was deciding who got one. You ready? Liam asked, straightening his tie. Not really. He smirked. You look like someone who's about to run. I'm not running, he said. Just overwhelmed. Good overwhelmed. He nodded. The kind I didn't think I'd ever feel. Liam patted his shoulder. You earned this. The music started. He stood at the front, heart pounding, palms sweating. Then he saw her, Anya, walking toward him, barefoot in a simple white dress. hair tucked behind one ear, smiling like he was the only person in the world. His chest tightened. She reached him and whispered, "Breathe." I forgot how, he whispered back. "Just look at me. I can't stop." The officiant cleared his throat. "Shall we begin?" They both laughed. Anya squeezed his hand. "Let's do this." The vows weren't long. They weren't rehearsed, just honest. "I've been invisible most of my life," he said, voice shaking. "But you saw me, really saw me, and you didn't flinch. You stayed. I promised to never make you feel small, forgotten, or unloved. Not one day of our lives." Her eyes filled with tears. She spoke softly. "You showed me what love looks like when it's quiet, when it listens, when it heals. I don't need perfect. I just need you. I promise I'll always stay." Applause, laughter, a few sniffles. Liam yelled, "Finally!" They kissed, and the world melted away. Under the fairy lights, they danced to no music. "Can I steal the groom?" Ms. Du Bois asked, pulling him into a hug. "You made it." "Wouldn't miss it," she said. "You look happy." "I am. I always knew you'd find your place." "Still figuring it out," he said. She smiled. "That's the best part." Next was Rosa, his neighbor. "You clean up well," she joked. "Thanks, Rosa. For everything. You deserved this a long time ago." He looked around. "It feels strange." "What does?" "Being this happy." She touched his cheek. "It's not strange. It's overdue." Liam handed him a glass. "To us." "Not crying like babies," he clinked. "Speak for yourself." He looked around. Small wedding, but a solid crowd. Only the ones who matter. He raised an eyebrow. "You think they'll hear about it?" "They already have. And I don't care," he said. "This day isn't about them." Later, Anya and he sat by the fire pit, her head on his shoulder. "Happy?" she asked. "I don't know if I have a big enough word." She smiled. "Try anyway." "I feel chosen." She squeezed his hand. "Because you are." "I didn't think I'd get this," he said. "A day that felt like mine." "You do now?" He looked up at the stars. "And I'm not giving it back." She kissed his cheek. "Good." And for once, he believed it. All of it. Anya and he were still greeting guests when Liam leaned in. Kenji, don't freak out." "What?" "She's here." He turned toward the entrance. "Sophia." She stood just inside the garden in a pale lavender dress, holding a tiny gift bag like it meant something. "What is she doing here?" he asked. "No clue," Liam said. "But she's walking over." He stood up straight as she approached, smiling like nothing was out of place. "Kenji," she said sweetly. "You look amazing." He stared at her. "You weren't invited." "No," she said quickly. "But I had to see you. We're family." "Really?" he said. "Because the last 3 weddings I didn't attend said otherwise." She laughed awkwardly. "I get it. You're still mad." "I'm not mad," he said. "I'm finished." She blinked. "You don't mean that." "I absolutely do." She held up the bag. "It's just a little something for you and Anya." He didn't take it. "You shouldn't be here." "Come on. Go on," she whispered. "It's your big day. I just want to celebrate you." "You want to be seen at my wedding," he said. "That's not the same." "I'm trying," she insisted. "No," he replied. "You're performing." Anya walked up behind him. "Everything okay?" Sophia smiled at her. "Hi. You must be Anya." Anya nodded slowly. "Yes. And you are his sister." Anya looked at him. "She wasn't invited," he said. Sophia looked between them. "Really? We're going to make a scene." "I'm not making anything," he said. "I made a boundary, and now you're making me feel small." "No," he said calmly. "Now you feel what I felt every time you shut the door in my face." She exhaled. "I came here in peace. You came here in guilt. That's not fair. Neither was erasing me." She stepped back. "So that's it. You're just done with us." He didn't answer right away. Then he said, "I'm done pretending we were ever something we weren't." Liam stepped closer. "Do you want me to walk her out?" "No need," he said. "She's leaving." Sophia stood frozen. "You're not serious." "I am." "But you made your choice, Sophia," he said. "This was mine." She turned, stunned, and walked away. Anya slipped her hand into his. "You okay?" "I am now." "I used to flinch," he said. "Every time someone said family." "Not anymore." She rested her head on his shoulder. "Oh, that door you closed, you locked it." "And for once, I kept the key." They watched Sophia disappear down the path, gift bag swinging in her hand, unanswered. And he didn't feel sad. He felt free. "Have you seen this?" Liam handed him his phone, eyes wide. "What is it now?" He flipped the screen toward him. "Facebook post, Sophia's. Some people hold grudges so deep they forget what love looks like. He raised an eyebrow. Subtle. It's about you, right? Who else would it be? Liam laughed dryly. So now you're the villain. I've always been the villain in their story. You gonna respond? He shook his head. Nope. But even a cryptic quote. He just smiled. Later that day, Anya walked in with a grocery bag and a grin. Guess who texted me? Please say the bakery about our thank you cake. Your cousin Amelia. Oh boy, he muttered. What did she say? She said, and I quote, You seem sweet, but Kenji's always been distant. Weddings are about forgiveness, not exclusion. He blinked. She said that to you? Anya nodded. Like I haven't spent the last year watching you pick yourself up piece by piece. He rolled his eyes. I'm petty now. You're peaceful. Big difference. The whispers kept coming. He's dramatic. He's cold. Didn't even let his mother make a toast. Liam sent screenshots every other day. Aunt Liana, some second cousin. Even Mateo had commented on a mutual friend's post. Some people forget how to be family. He laughed. Says that like I didn't beg to be part of theirs. You really don't care what they say? Anya asked one night. I care less than I used to. What changed? I stopped needing them to understand, he said. They don't have to agree. They just don't get a say. She nodded slowly. You're not bitter. You're free. Exactly. His mother left a voicemail that week, her tone sharp, rehearsed. You embarrassed us. People are talking. You didn't handle this with grace. He didn't call back. Instead, he sat with Anya on the couch, sipping tea, legs across hers. I always thought peace would feel loud, he said. Like a big speech, a mic drop. And it's just quiet. She smiled. Quiet can be powerful. Ms. Du Bois texted him out of nowhere. They called. Jesus. Divisive too. Keep walking your truth, Kenji. He read it 3 times and chuckled. She's not wrong, he told Anya. She never is. The thing is, he didn't block them. He didn't start fights. He didn't throw shade. He just didn't hand them front row seats to his healing. They called it petty. He called it peace. And he didn't regret it for a second. You're up late, Nia said, stepping into the kitchen. Couldn't sleep, he replied, hunched over the table, pen in hand. She leaned closer. What are you writing? A letter. To who? My siblings. She tilted her head. You sure you want to do that? I don't know, he said. I think I just need to say it finally. He stared at the page. Sophia, Mateo, Isabella. He paused, then started writing again. I don't want anything from you. Not an apology, not a reply. I just need you to know what it felt like. Should I read it? Anya asked. Not yet, he said. I'm still bleeding it out. He kept writing. I was there every time. Birthdays, graduations, moving days. I cheered, clapped, and carried boxes. And when it was my turn, he stopped, breathed, continued. You left me out quietly. Like I wouldn't notice. Like I wouldn't care. But I did. Cared so much it broke me. He tapped the pen. Do you think they'd even read it? Honestly, Anya said, probably not. Not with the heart you wrote it with. He looked up. Then why am I still writing it? Because it's not for them, she said. I filled out our RSVP cards. I bought suits. I waited for invitations that never came. I smiled at your photos while crying alone. He paused, wiping his eyes. And somehow I still thought maybe, just maybe, you'd show up when it mattered. You didn't. You okay? Anya asked softly. Yeah, he said, weirdly. Want to read it out loud? He nodded and started again, voice trembling. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done waiting. I carried this pain like it was my fault. But I see it now. It wasn't me. It was you. Anya sat beside him, holding his hand. This letter won't fix anything, and I won't send it. But I needed to say it out loud, on paper, for myself. Because closure doesn't come from silence. It comes from finally telling your own story. He folded the page in half. That's it. That's it. So now what? She asked. He slid the letter into a drawer. Now I let it stay there. You're not mailing it. No, he said. It served its purpose. She kissed his shoulder. Then it's done. For years, he waited for a reply he never received. Now he'd written one for himself, and it was the only one that mattered. Babe, do we have enough plates out? Anya called from the kitchen. He counted 24, popping his head in. Do we need more? Maybe. You know Rosa always brings someone extra. He smiled. She brought her mailman last year. He was the life of the party. She laughed, handing him a bowl of chips. Go mingle. Their living room buzzed with warmth. Fairy lights, jazz playing low, laughter spilling from every corner. Liam clinked his glass. 12 years, man. You two are disgusting. He grinned. You love it. He raised a toast. To two people who built their life their way. And with their people, Anya added. A few minutes later, a new neighbor walked up to him. I think her name was Grace. Hi, I'm Grace. Just moved in down the street. Welcome to the neighborhood, he said, shaking her hand. She looked around. This is such a beautiful gathering. You must have a big family. He paused, smiled gently. Not really. She tilted her head. Oh, I just assumed. I get that a lot, he said. But family isn't always who you start with. She nodded slowly. Sometimes it's who shows up. Exactly, he said. Especially when it matters. Later, he found himself standing on the porch with Liam. Do you ever think about them? He asked. Sometimes, he said. Not with anger. Just quiet. You ever wish they'd show up one day? He looked at the stars. They did. Just not for me. He took a sip of his drink. It's wild how full your life is now. Yeah, he said. It's not flashy, but it's mine. You miss them? Miss who I thought they were. Inside, Anya was dancing barefoot with Rosa, both laughing so loud the dog barked. He watched them from the doorway. You ever regret the choices you made? Grace asked, joining him again. No, he said. Not anymore. Even leaving people out. He looked at her. Some people left themselves out. I just stopped chasing them. She nodded. Takes strength. Takes peace, he said. And I didn't always have that. The party wound down around midnight. Anya and he curled up on the couch. Good night, she asked. Perfect. You looked thoughtful earlier. A neighbor asked about my siblings. She waited. I didn't tell her much, he replied. And I meant it. Anya didn't say anything, just rested her head on his chest. I used to think being the bigger person meant inviting everyone, he said. Even the ones who hurt me. And now I know, he whispered. You don't owe anyone a seat in your peace. She smiled. You chose the right guests. He kissed her forehead. I chose the right life. And for the first time in a long time, he didn't feel like anything was missing.